All right. Hi, everybody. So we are here doing the interview with BikiniBohdi, who is over there. Let's start with some introductions.
Hey,
So,
this is that got awkward. Hold on, let's restart that.
Okay.
I'm one of the senior admins with the Rainbow Six Siege community.
And I am Shay. I am also one of the admins for the Rainbow Six Siege community.
and I'm Brian, one of the first few admins and senior admin of the Rainbow Six Siege Facebook community as well.
And I'm Bikini.
Awkward.
I hate these things. I hate these things so much.
We all are.
Super awkward. So, as you know, we are doing interviews with pros, content creators, developers, all that other stuff for a new series that we are doing for the page. And Bikini, you are our first. You're our first interview ever. I know. So get ready for the awkwardness. Yeah. We have a bunch of questions from our community members for you. You were one of the people that they had voted for wanting in this really bad. So I guess we can just get started. How did you get the name BikiniBohdi?
Okay, so it's pretty easy. So I'm a really big fan of heist movies.
I was expecting you to say you're a really big fan of bikinis. I was waiting.
No,
for
it actually the other half of the name was actually what started it. So I was a fan of heist movies, and one of the heist movies that are like at the top is like Point Break, and one of the main characters there is named Bodhi, and I thought that was cool. So, but obviously like Bodhi is too simple, so I just added bikinis because it sounded funny.
So it's not body, it's Bodhi.
Yeah, it's actually Bodhi, but I don't care how people say
Yeah,
it.
I
They can
thought
say
so. I thought it was Bodhi, right?
Well, I've been pronouncing it wrong this whole time then. I'm one of those people.
you can pronounce it however you want.
Awesome. Well, that works out for me. So yeah, how did you get started on YouTube?
How do you mean exactly?
Like,
Like,
how long have you been on YouTube, first of all?
I think I uploaded my first video October 2016.
So a little over a year.
Okay.
And you've had some pretty amazing success. Did that start immediately, or is there something that you did in order to get to that point? What's the secret? They all want to know the secret.
I mean, the more quality, like the more you put into editing, the better it usually does.
Some of your editing is awesome.
Yeah, it really is.
Because
The sound effects.
it's very important that your content is shareable. If it's nothing that someone wouldn't share with his friend, it's not gonna grow as easy. But if it is something really funny and that it's shareable, then it grows easier.
Right.
Okay, cool.
So yeah.
Shareability.
Just on a side note, do you usually use like Adobe software to edit your videos?
I use Sony Vegas.
No, Sony Vegas. Okay, cool.
I have no idea what any of that is. You tech guys. The other thing that they wanted to know about the YouTube thing is, so you have so many clips. How do you get, and you upload like a lot. How do you get so many clips and so like upload so fast and edit them so quickly? And
so the thing that takes the most time is recording. I mean, I can record for 2 videos at the same time, one attacker and one defender, unless it's like what I've done lately, which is like a whole CTU, then I can record for both parts at the same time, so it goes a little bit faster. But recording is like usually takes 2 or 3 days maybe, and whenever I'm gonna post, I always wake up in the morning and I edit until like a couple hours before I'm gonna post it. So I edit for like 6-7 hours straight.
And then play for like 6-7 hours straight.
Yeah, I'll play for a couple hours after I posted the video as well.
When do you eat and sleep?
I mean, I do take breaks.
Okay. I was like, never?
I do take breaks.
No, Siege is life.
Siege.
Siege is life.
I don't know about
But is it
that.
a full-time job for you on for YouTube?
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, that's awesome. It's really awesome.
Yeah.
Full time.
Between YouTube
Yeah,
and
that's so
Twitch, though, that's a
passionate.
lot of time. I mean, that's probably working 60-70 hours a week, easily.
Yeah,
So-
easily.
I mean, probably, but at the same time, like, also my free time goes into the YouTube. Like when I'm playing, that's essentially like free time almost.
Have
So
you
I'm
been
just
playing with the same
games and having
crew?
fun. No, not at all.
Different people all the time?
In the beginning, I kind of did, but nowadays I play a lot with my subs. I play with different YouTubers, so I don't really have a crew at the moment.
Do you find that you got better content with your crew or with subs and content creators, or is it kind of just the same?
Kind of is the same.
Yeah, that's interesting. I always feel like it's not as fun if I play with people that I don't know. You know?
I mean,
there's a certain
definitely-
banter that goes back and forth with people that you've been playing with for a while, and you have inside jokes.
I mean,
and
you get contents with both. Like if I'm playing with Dark Liberator, like we're a pretty good combo. Me and Tuxbird, we're a great combo. So like we obviously get a lot of good moments together. But then there's also like randoms that are hilariously funny. I think a part of my Frost vid is going to have a few parts where there's a little French kid who's sitting there like screaming at us, and it's hilarious because he's so mad, and I'm just memeing on him, and he just gets even more pissed, and it's hilarious.
so speaking of Tuxbird, the
Mhm.
viewers want to know if there's a 1v1 between
No.
Rogue 9 and Tuxbird,
Oh,
who would win?
Surprise
I was
question.
expecting you to say like Tuxbird and me, but Rogue 9 and Tuxbird? What?
That's what they want to know. I don't make this stuff up.
I mean, no. I
They
don't
wouldn't-
think
no-
they've
no
ever
winner?
played.
No, who would win if in the
Yeah.
theoretical
Oh, who would win?
world? Yeah,
Tux.
Tux. You
Tux.
think
Tux.
Tux got it?
Like Rogue is good with the numbers and all, but Tux has the gameplay mechanics down. He's
Alright.
pretty damn good at the game.
I can kind of see that sometimes in his videos. The gameplay that he puts with like his infographics and stuff.
Tux can hit some insane kills sometimes.
Yeah.
So I've got a question, and this is kind of going off, but in a different direction. But the Tachanka video probably made me almost pee myself laughing, just because I wasn't expecting that. You know, I didn't even read the title. I just started playing it, and there he is dancing. So what was your inspiration making that? Like, what was going through your head when you started?
It's
Okay.
kind of homage to an old Team Fortress 2 meme with the engineer.
I remember.
But he's
that one.
talking about he's singing pretty much the same thing, but about his sentry. So I just remade that with the same music, but Tachanka's voice lines.
That had to have
Okay,
taken
some-
forever.
No,
Yeah.
Probably.
2 or 3 hours.
Really?
Really?
Wow.
That would have taken me at least 4 days straight of just editing constantly.
Just-
That's really long.
I love those shots when you're just kind of looking through, like when you're looking up the stairs on the biker club,
On your feet. Yeah.
and he's just running across his LMGs.
I don't know. The strip club one's my favorite. I'm not gonna lie.
Well,
There's
I mean-
there's just one
Yeah.
thing with that video that bothers me, and that is I forgot to make one of the cuts not have black bars. So it
Oh.
flashes without black bars for like 1 second, and it still makes me pissed to this day whenever there's an edit that is not perfect, that a misspell or something. I hate that.
Yeah.
But
That's
I'm
what
not
they say
gonna
about
do
like
it.
anybody who is a content creator of any sort, like book writers and all that other stuff. That they look at their stuff and would constantly be editing and fixing stuff. So you're with good company, I guess.
Definitely.
So the viewers or the community, our members, want to know so what rank are you currently?
If we would have recorded this last night, I would have been diamond.
Oh no! What happened?
I played with 1UP KS for 2 games, and now I'm plat 1.
All right. So
don't. So I'm not. He boosted me from diamond to plat 1.
There you go.
I feel like we've all been there though, like that moment. Where, like, should not have.
Well,
I mean, we usually do good together, but today we were just garbage.
so
it was
being
fun.
at that high level of gameplay, how are you able to do some of the craziness that you do?
I mean, I
How is
just
that a
go
thing?
for it, and it works out.
So it's okay.
Because
so
the thing is, like, usually people never expect someone to be as stupid as I am, and then
Yeah.
it works.
Yeah, it works.
Like, I just go for it and hope it works, and it usually works.
All right, well, I do have a video of some of the stupidness that you guys are doing, so I'm going to go ahead and play that really quick.
Oh no.
This is a very, very bad.
This is your Havana video. And they can hear you, so.
Jesus.
And all of your teammates are sitting there telling you, like, this is the worst idea. Like, why are you even doing this? Please don't do this. And then you have Jesus take the wheel.
Take the wheel.
And he apparently took it. That would never fly with me. Like, that was Rook, for crying out loud. I don't care how many Jesuses take the wheel. That is not gonna like. That would never fly with me.
I just saw the opportunity to do it.
Are you
as
a
we planned
leprechaun
on the
and you're
window.
like the lucky
So
charm?
I just did it.
I don't understand.
Definitely gets the views for that one.
Yeah.
That was great.
That was a stellar moment. I was
I wish I would have 360'd as well, but hey,
Speaking of 360s, they also want to know, how do you do those 360s and actually hit people?
I just do it. Like I don't know. Like sure, I've failed a couple, like.
But you don't put those in
That
YouTube.
I do put
No,
a lot
I
of my fails on YouTube as long as it's funny. I do put it on YouTube. Like I don't care if I look like I'm a god or if I look like I'm shit. I just post it if it's funny.
Right.
Yeah.
And I had a really ridiculous 360 I got last night where I was singing as I was doing it, which was super disrespectful, but it was hilarious.
Now,
So that's gonna go into the video.
now here's a question on
Ooh.
that. This kind of just popped up. This is what I have for you then. You said you recorded that last night. You're gonna put it in a video. How long from when you actually record something do you usually end up throwing it in a video on average?
I mean, that's just I mean that's just 1 or 2 days.
Oh, okay.
But there are a few clips that I've like thrown in that I never, because sometimes I play another operator just for fun,
Gotcha.
and I save that clip, and sometimes I save clips for weeks before I use
Wow.
them.
But
But most of the time I use them immediately.
so usually the footage that people see on YouTube are very fresh.
Yeah.
Fresh out the oven, you could say.
Yes.
That's funny. So you do you call yourself a Tachanka main?
I call myself the world's best Tachanka, but I never main anyone.
Or Chunky Boy, I
just
believe.
know
is-
how to play Tachanka, but I don't main him really.
Yeah. You use him as spawn peaks, which I feel like is like super toxic.
I think that's literally what he's meant to do. That's like the best way you can use him. And I have one spot that is like fail proof, even in Diamond. Like, and I'm even teaching KS to do it now as well. Where we spawn kitchen, and it makes it very likely that the enemy is going to spawn pool, and then I spawn pick from the hookah window, and it works pretty much every single time.
Yeah.
That's so bad.
Those
So
are really
I know my spots as the champion.
That's pretty good. That's cool right there.
Well, I think that the community wants some tips on how to become a better Tachanka. I assume
Watch
using
my
this as
videos.
spawn peak. Yeah, watch. There you go. There you go.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
Yeah.
Hashtag ad. There was another one where they were asking if Tachanka were to get a buff, what would you like to see buff wise?
I mean,
I feel like he's a
the thing
chunky
is-
boy, so he doesn't need any more buffing. Like
I mean,
my dog.
it's okay to like no operator in the game is useless. There's just niche operators, and
Yeah.
Tachanka is very niche.
Yeah.
So I just feel like just he doesn't need something insane. I think just some small buffs would be fine. He's very situational, and it's okay to have a few operators that are very situational. I don't really want them to rework him because I still enjoy playing him as he is now. But just maybe a big issue with him is being situational. Allowing him to move like very slowly on the turret, that's a thing they could do. Reducing the recoil is a good thing they could do. Increasing the shield's HP doesn't really work because people can still sheath the shield by
Yeah.
standing on the side, so that wouldn't really buff him anyway. So, and then they could reduce the muzzle flash because after you shot your first shot, you're pretty much letting Jesus take the wheel there
Yeah. All it takes is one.
because you
click.
can't see shit after the first muzzle flash.
Oh yeah. The recall is way too crazy even on PC.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is
I mean,
kind of perfect.
I'm starting
for,
to get used to it.
it is kind of perfect for window peaks though, because that shield just sits at the
It is.
right point.
Yeah. Especially
The
with-
funny thing is that when they added the shield, that's also when they added the recoil because they didn't want people to spawn peek.
Yeah.
Uh,
Should be really
Didn't
good
work.
to
You
spawn
you
in.
didn't
Didn't
follow
work.
that.
nah. But that's the thing. I think the reason why I like Tachanka so much is because back when I played League, I always playing stuff that was unconventional. So I would play someone that wasn't a support as a support, and I could do well with that too. So I played a mean Vladimir support. So like, I've always loved playing the stuff that's not meta. So Tachanka is perfect for me.
That's kind of cool.
Chaka's beautiful the way he is.
Yeah.
I don't know. Everybody calls him my god. Every time, like for my crew, every time we kill somebody with a Tachanka turret, we always scream out, "You have been blessed!" And like our Tachanka, like whoever's playing Tachanka or any Russian op has to talk in a Russian accent the whole time. Like if they break character, we team kill them, even in ranked. Like you have to add the "You have been blessed" in there.
Definitely.
But bless.
So, considering how good you are, even doing these silly things, have you ever considered ESL?
No.
Or even Challenger League?
Nope.
Okay.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Okay.
I am not interested in the competitive scene. I mean, I watch Pro League a little bit, but that's about it. Like, I'm not interested in going pro or anything. I just want to do stupid shit
Just
and have
Do
fun.
you like
Like, I don't care about winning.
and everything?
That's the thing. Like in ranked as well, I don't care about winning. I just care about having fun.
Okay. But do you like catch up with Pro League and know what teams and who are in the teams and everything like that?
A bit.
Yeah, okay.
Not 100% sure at all times, but I keep up a bit. I mean, I have friends who are playing now in Pro League and Challenger League and everywhere, so I do keep up with them, so I know where they are. And
Group member Nicole Jose says, good for you, Bikini, no to ESL." Looks like some people don't
it's
like
just-
you going ESL.
I mean, I can't really say no to ESL because they're my network.
Yeah.
My YouTube channel, they're my managers, and so I'm still with ESL. I'm just not competitive ESL.
I guess that's more what
I'm
they're
still
asking,
working.
yeah. If it's
Yeah.
competitive or
Yeah.
not.
Because I guess some people like to see their favorite YouTubers go pro, or like see them in tournaments and everything like that.
Yeah, I guess.
But I feel like
It's
yours
just-
is more about like your YouTube is not necessarily like, oh, look how awesome I am, even though you do scream God, I'm a god all the time. I think it's more about like the funny stuff that happens in Siege and
Yeah.
the hilarity of not always like, ooh, I'm so good at this game, watch me. So
Yeah.
I think that's what kind of sets your channel apart from other ones, in my opinion.
I mean, whenever I scream "I'm a god," it's probably because I got away with doing something
really ridiculous.
really stupid. so it is ironic, but of course there's people who's gonna think that I'm being serious and that I think I'm a god.
No, it's hilarious.
No.
They should not. That's ridiculous. No, it's funny. Yeah. So we all have an operator that if we see them, we are absolutely terrified and our palms sweat and we start to shake a little. Mine is Blackbeard or Caviera. If I see either of them, I kind of lose my cookies a little. Yours is apparently Frost. Is that, you find all the Frost traps for your teammates apparently?
Yeah. I used to hate Jaegers, but Frost has been like the meme stopper now for a long time. Usually when I'm trying to do something, I always end up in a Frost trap.
Well, I do have a terribly awful Frost video from some of your videos, so I am going to play that really quick.
Ooh, Bikini, gotta look out.
I love this video.
Your favorite
Frost
operator.
traps actually work best on Diamond according to, you know, Ubisoft.
Yeah, I wonder why.
We got control and armor. My own
I'm
armor.
probably responsible for about
Did I step in it?
4% of them.
This game is green.
Some of the funny things though is that you get in some very obvious spots. Like those are very obvious Frost
Oh
traps.
my god. And there's
Yeah, but that's the thing in Diamond. You never really expect Frost.
Yo, what is going
You
on?
don't expect.
Are you kidding me?
I love it. And you always do so good up until that very last second. I think that's. Well, I feel like we were getting
I
along
love
really
that
well.
spot. I
Oh,
love that
to
spot,
be
by
fair.
the way.
To be fair, that's a... I would get trapped by as well.
On
Yeah.
the
I
on the
wouldn't saw that
canal,
coming.
but that, yeah, that's pretty rough.
I was gonna say, I feel like we were getting along really well, but I'm a Frost main, so I feel like we're.
She is. It's,
Did I lose some cool points with you? I'm a very effective Frost main though, and I feel like
That doesn't make it any better.
I always have my certain spots where I put them, and then sometimes I have two spots, and then I have one random one, and I'm just gonna throw this down right here because screw it, I don't know where to put it, and that's the one that hits every time. It's so weird.
I mean, that's the thing with a lot of the trap ops. The stupider the placement, the more effective it's gonna be.
Yeah.
See, so I feel like you do some pretty silly things and some stupid stuff, and I feel like you should be a Frost main. Like, just convert to the dark
mean-
side. Come on.
Don't go
I
to the
mean,
dark side.
I have a Frost video coming up on Friday, so
Oh yes, I will be all about that one. I think that it's sort of funny that she's your weakness.
yeah, the
We all
meme
have that one
stopper.
operator.
All right, let's see what else do we got. Do we have any people who are watching now that have questions for him?
I've got a list of questions from the.
Oh boy.
A.
Oh God, here we go.
Let me just.
Wait, before we start that, they want you to say stupid.
Stupid. That? Stupid.
Yeah.
Is that
Or gotcha.
Gotcha!
Fan favorites.
Yeah. Like
So, my favorite still is just mean value.
Emily.
I like the no 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 no
It's
no
so
no
so
no.
serious.
Oh, no.
All right, so starting off with a couple of questions here. This is we posted this in the group on the 3rd, so this was almost a week ago. Just people in our group asking you questions. This one is from Omar. I'm terrible at pronunciation. I think it's Kazi. Omar Kazi. What is the most important tip that you could give high ping players that want to be plat or diamond in Siege?
I mean, that's pretty hard. I mean, I don't really play with higher ping ever. Like, maybe if I'm going US East and playing with Tux, I get like 100, 150. And that's still playable, at least for me. But if I'm gonna play on dark server with like Southeast Asia, that's not playable. However, now with season 2, I don't know where Omar is situated, but with season 2 they're adding South Europe, so it's gonna be better for Middle East, and they're also adding South African servers with season 2.
That's great.
So that might be an improvement for
That'd be
Omar.
awesome.
Yeah, because I definitely have seen many posts about people from
Yeah.
Asia and South Africa, like complaining about really high ping. So that's great that they're adding new servers in those regions.
Yep. It was announced at the Invitationals, I believe,
Oh,
and it's
So,
gonna come now with season 2.
that's great.
That'll be
that's
awesome.
great.
Yeah.
So next question here. This is from Hong. I think Quan is the name here. Is anybody smart instead of stupid?
It's a really awkward question. to
Yeah,
ask somebody.
that's
Yeah, right.
I mean, obviously, I'm the smart one. So,
right.
Hey.
Everyone else is. I don't know. I mean, I get outplayed sometimes as well. It happens. I guess.
So this one is from Pratam Goosh. Gosh, what is your mindset? I mean, how can you do so much hilarious stuff on higher rank matches?
Because I don't care about winning. It's that simple. I mean, I do try hard, but if I do lose at the end, like, sure, I might scream for 5 seconds, but then it's just, next round. I don't really get salty. I don't try hard in that sense. I don't care about losing, unless the only time I really get salty if it's someone's exploiting or hacking or something.
Yeah,
Right.
we all hear this kind of.
I think everyone
Yeah.
would get salty about that, honestly.
Yeah, because this is not fun.
No, definitely.
Do you see a lot of hacking? I mean, I play Eastern US, so it's. I mean, I feel like it's different with EU and Eastern US. They're almost completely different servers.
I mean, we do get, like, in Diamond it's pretty rare because hackers never really get to that level before they're banned. It happens here and there.
Or
but,
glitching, I guess, is more the glitching.
Glitching isn't either super prevalent in like Diamond. Doesn't really, like, glitching happens at a lower level, I feel like. When the shield glitch with Blitz was really up in the air slightly before they fixed it. Like, when I played ranked, never saw it. I went into casual just to have some fun with my friends, and there was a Blitz shield glitcher in every other game.
Yeah, that sounds
A lot of the newbies just wanna squeeze out every advantage they can just to get good,
Yeah, it's.
that's true.
So I got them banned, so.
Did you?
Yeah, I just sent them to my Ubisoft contact and they got banned.
I need one of those.
Yeah, they're pretty handy.
I think we need one.
I'm gonna go
So,
ahead and need one of those guys members.
So for anyone thinking that you can't get banned for exploiting, you can.
It's against the
Yeah.
terms and conditions of Ubisoft, so don't
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
You can get banned for it.
And don't
So,
post it on our page. Don't do it, because we're
yeah,
just gonna delete it. Don't be those
And we'll
guys.
ban you. I will
And-
personally ban you if you post exploits.
Yeah, we ban people that do that.
I'm the
Yeah.
softie of the group, so I don't really ban that often because I'm always like, oh, but he emailed me, and I'm always the nice one. These
Which-
guys
which
are
way-
dropping hammers left and right, and I think I've banned like 4 people total.
You do not want to see
Damn.
the picture of Thor. You just don't want to see it. So next question. This is from Bao Vo. When will you wear a bikini to show up?
I have.
Have you really?
I have. I wore it on stream because
Where are
I
the
thought we had like a
clips of
small
this?
goal, and then I just wore it for like 5 minutes, and then I think I've also promised that I would do an entire stream if I hit 500,000 this year, which at this rate I will hit in 2 months. So,
I will be
We'll
there.
definitely be wearing
but I have it. I
Oh
have
my
it.
god, it's pink!
pink, just
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
is
Right?
it?
I had to buy a pink one, of
Right,
course.
right. Oh my god.
I didn't see
No.
it.
Yeah, can we see it?
Hold it up.
God
Hold it
damn
up.
it.
For us. I
I'm
gotta
sure
get.
I
everybody
bought it
will
on
appreciate this
Amazon for like, look.
What's your cup size? I guess that's the other.
Say,
The
come on.
No, too far.
I
That's
don't
a private
know.
question. That's a private question. Only Bikini will know.
This one is just a shout out from Ramiz Rana saying BikiniBohdi is better than Tuxford.
Oh.
That's some.
I mean, thank you, but I really try to downplay. I mean, both me, Tuxbird, and whoever else I'm playing, we really try to downplay that because we don't want people to compare us in that sense.
Fair enough.
We're all friends, so we don't want to have our viewers compare us because there's always going to be different people watching different stuff.
Right.
Like some people may enjoy Tuxbird's more funny moments. Some people may enjoy my really more fast-paced, half meme-tage funny moments thing hybrid. Some people may like Anthony Pitt's meme-tage. People like different stuff.
Right.
It's cool that you guys all have that thing, though. You know.
The community. You
Yeah.
know, kind of like a really awesome community, guys. I love it.
Yes.
This one's from Lucas Salome. If you could add one gadget to the game, what would it be? And he also said, "Love the videos, by the way. Keep up the good work, stupid."
Okay. So I've had a couple. I don't know if you checked through that, but I have a playlist on my YouTube that's like fan-made stuff, where I make some fan-made operators, and some of them I wish I could change a little bit because I'm not really happy with the way they came out in the end. But the general idea of them is still there. I think the one I would really want added the most is the one I made for the operator contest, which had like kind of a mix of a ghillie net and Castle's Barricade. I would really have wanted that one.
That would be awesome.
Because it had the like gameplay mechanic that the closer you were to the net, the more transparent it was. So far away, you couldn't see through it. But if you were really close to it, you could see through it.
Oh, that's kind of interesting.
So it was like a mix of Mira and Castle, I guess. And I mean, I'm chatting a bit with the devs. They like the idea.
Okay. Well, if we see that, we know where that came from.
Wait. Oh, I'd love to. Very interesting end to the game.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for them to put the reinforcement in doorways, but that's. I think that's really all that I could find here. Pretty much all the other questions were stuff that we've already covered, i.e., Tachanka. It was Tachanka this, Tachanka that, meaning how do I get good? Why do you
Chunky
mean
boy,
Tachanka?
chunky boy, chunky boy.
Chunky boy, yeah.
Everything chunky boy. Alright, I have one question from James Messi from the live stream. He asks you, what's your favorite operator to play?
Mira.
Mira.
Really?
That's interesting.
I think Mira is, at the moment at least, the best designed operator they've made. Her gadget is really cool. It's versatile. It opens up a lot of possibilities to change the flow of the game.
But if you get a bad Mira, it just screws you.
Yeah, but I'm not a bad Mira.
Right, you're not, but there's a lot out there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And a lot of people who don't know how to deal when they have a Mira on their team either.
Yeah.
But,
Here's
I mean,
there's a question from Nicole Jose. Says, will you put on the bikini?
no.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I have a sub goal for 500k. I gotta
Don't
stay
do
true to that.
So if you want to see bikini in bikini, you gotta, sub.
Right. And we will make sure we post your YouTube link up when we do this as
All
well.
the stream. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll make
And
sure that's in there.
Jack Armitage asks, do you think Meaty M will get rank Copper 4 as he can't drop shot?
No. Copper 4, you have to be pretty, no offense.
Yeah.
You have to be pretty, Marley's not that bad. But, I mean, he's around, like, what, plat now? And I don't really think the drop shot will affect him too much. I don't think the drop shot now will affect him that much. It
I
doesn't
wanna
drop shot
know-
that often. We're memeing about it, but it doesn't do it that often.
I see you team kill a lot. What's your highest ban? Like your
I
Oh,
think...
There's a ton
I
of
think-
team killing.
I think it was the 2 hours. The worst part about that was that it was like I really wanted to play at that point. I had a lot of
That's always
time
how it
over to
goes.
play,
Yeah.
and suddenly I was banned for 2 hours, and I literally just sat and had nothing to do for 2 hours, waiting for
Oh.
that ban to go out.
I will be
Must feel like
honest,
an
I got
eternity.
banned for an entire week because me and my buddies kept messing around. It was, yeah.
That's
Listen,
pretty
I don't-
bad,
I don't mess
Rustin.
around
It's like-
that much.
It's like 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, a day,
I think it's 1 day,
3
3
days,
and then
7 days. Yeah.
and then it's like 3 weeks
You know-
on the next one. Or something.
Lifetime
I
ban. for
kind
us.
of get the point to stop at around like the third one, but you went like
Yes.
three more.
Here's,
I'm
here's
surprised, Rustin.
I mean, what
I'm
we would do
not.
is we would be like, I'll give if anyone team kills blah blah blah, I'll buy them a free copy of X game, and everyone would just turn around and try to kill them, and we just kept doing that. So, anyways,
Did you actually
Back
buy
on
the
point.
games?
yeah, I bought someone a copy of Doom once.
That's really expensive.
Fair enough. It's
Yeah,
worth
so-
it.
I mean, I feel like if you make that bet, you can't like renege on it.
Yeah,
It's terrible.
no, you can't.
It's awful. So yeah, does anybody else
Can't
have
back
more
out of that.
questions for him?
Yep.
On the
So
who's
since
watching?
we're waiting for the question.
I for some reason can't read.
I don't. I,
there,
can't
there are
see him
questions
either.
in the.
The comments
In
keep
the chat.
disappearing. I don't
Yeah,
know why.
comments disappear.
I can see them now.
Yeah.
They're not
Yeah.
disappearing anymore. I just refreshed it.
What do you have to do?
Yeah.
Just refresh it.
Yeah.
I
believe
I
so.
did that and it worked.
Let me see.
On a scale from Marley to Tux, how toxic? I'm very toxic, but I'm the good kind of toxic. I don't harass people.
The good toxic is that? What
Yeah,
you're-
the good. I'm the good kind of toxic.
Shay called me toxic for doing something in the game the other day. I don't remember what it
That
is,
that
but I
was
feel like
probably
that's the
good kind of.
kind.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the good kind of
exactly.
toxic. But if you would have like started calling
I can't
people
remember what-
N-words and like that they should kill themselves and stuff, that's the bad
yeah,
kind of
that's-
Yeah,
toxic.
no, you know.
That's,
I remember
that's
what
the
it
bad
was.
kind of toxic.
It's because I pulsed somebody. And we were on upstairs cash room, and they were attacking the bedroom, and I pulsed them to the wall and shot them. You're like, you're so toxic, Preston. I'm like, I'm just playing my.
I believe that was
operator."
after. Okay, so I do this thing where if I want a certain operator, or I know if somebody on my team wants a certain operator, I will go in and I'll just say, "Hey, can I get Frost, please?" And they give it up instantly. Like it never fails.
No, Rustin, no.
They give it up instantly, and he calls it a badge.
It is
And
the badge.
I called him toxic for that, and then he did the pulse thing, so I called him toxic for that too.
See, but I think you're the toxic one for. Can I have pulse, please?
I do it in the sweetest voice I possibly can pull out.
That's exploiting.
What do you think about mouse and keyboard on PS4? I don't think you play PS4, so I don't really think you have an opinion.
I think
on
it's
that.
scumbaggy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that if you are choosing to play on console, you should not do that. As
Just stick to a
as
controller.
addictive. Yeah, stick to controller. I don't play on console because I don't want to use controller, and I'm not gonna stoop that low to use mouse and keyboard on console. That's
Have you ever
scumbag.
played console? With Siege?
I really don't think FPSs and controllers go well together, but I might do it like as a one-off thing, but it's not something I would see myself do regularly, at least not Siege.
So Shay and Rustin, you've heard that, you know.
We also
FPS
played
is
on
not for
PC.
console.
I've actually only ever played with Rustin on PC.
I mean, I
you
haven't
guys do play
touched my
console.
Xbox since I bought this PC.
I play
so-
Fortnite on Xbox. That's
Good
about
on
it.
you. Good on you.
Actually, I play like story games like South Park, games like that, and there was some other hardcore.
Sit in a boat?
I agree. I can't
I
play.
don't know what that's supposed to be.
It's
can't
weird.
play- Oh,
The
can you
comments
say
is really weird.
Yeah.
the boat? What is the boat? The boat meme. Oh my gosh!
It's like a Swedish thing.
Yes.
So I just said it and it's stuck.
It just what was behind that? Because it just came up in a video and I was like, what
It's a Swedish thing. Like it's essentially a Swedish way of telling someone to sit the fuck down.
Sit in a boat?
Can you- can you
That's
say it
great.
for us?
Sit ner i båten. It's like sit down in the boat. Telling someone to stick the place.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
They
I
move
mean,
about to
that-
fall off.
Sit in a boat.
That would
There's
be,
so
like,
many
perfect.
questions here, but they barely show up.
I know, I was
alright.
like, I'm
Weird.
trying to go through them and I can't.
Stormcroft a fellow
Oh.
admin asks, how do you feel about the upcoming clubhouse rework?
I'm really excited
Oh,
for
that's a
it.
good
Like
question,
all
Tim.
of the things that they teased in the rework are like places that I personally had somewhat of an issue with. So I'm happy.
Yeah.
One thing that I realized like last week is when they showed the top floor where they connected the cash room and bedroom. I also saw that the windows into garage were open, and I don't know if that's part of the rework. But I literally saw that like a week
I didn't
ago, and
notice
that thing was announced yeah, you don't, because you see the big ass white thing they added, but where the windows used to be, that was completely open, and I got kind of mindfucked because like holy shit, I never realized that they opened that as well. Wait, why is Marley calling me?
So, the owner of our page, our supreme boss, wants to know your most stupid strat.
For attack and defense.
Oh boy.
I would say the standing on the house one was pretty dumb, but it worked.
No, that wasn't that dumb.
That was
pretty
risky.
smart one, actually.
It was risky,
Very
that
but
was
risky.
not
smart.
dumb.
I would
was
actually do that.
skillful.
Yeah,
I mean-
it takes skill.
I don't have that.
Get good
Dumb.
shake.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
The
Sorry, I had a
best-
cough there.
Yeah.
I think the stupidest things I do on attack is probably when I'm hop breaching through a window. It's badass, but it's stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it looks so
most of the time you
good.
get shot. Yeah, it kind of
Um,
reminds me of like the original Siege trailers when they first came out, like hot breaching and killing someone was like a cool thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I still
But half-
I still try to.
Half the time you actually just get shot before you even enter the window.
Yeah. Sometimes it's better to time it with a friend and have
Yeah,
him use
yeah.
the breach charge, because then you can still be ready with your gun as you're going through the window.
And then when that happens, your friend kills you with the breaching charge.
So it takes a lot of trust.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
I saw this question and I can't find where it went because it keeps doing this and I didn't catch the name, but
I wonder if I can look
they
it up
said
on my
how would you feel about doing an all recruit with M870 strat and Lion or Finka?
Oof.
I mean,
That sounds nasty.
sure. We used to do a strat with recruit M870 and Dokkaebi. So we had the Dokkaebi call the defenders at the beginning. So they're like on their phones, and suddenly there's 4 recruits in their faces. That was really funny. So I mean, we could probably do something similar with Finka.
That sounds like it would work with Finka. Really think so.
Alright, some people actually want to know what do you think about the new operators that are teased
I'm really
in
excited for them.
Operation Parabellum.
I'm really excited for them. A lot of people got stuck on Alibi's hologram thing because it says it said in the leaks that it's gonna tag people like Lion.
Yeah.
But the issue with Lion wasn't really the way he tagged people. The issue with Lion was how easy it was to
Yeah.
get the reward. It was a low risk, high reward. But I feel like with Alibi, it's definitely gonna be a bit more high risk for a medium risk, medium reward. Because you still need, like, she's actually gonna have to bait people into shooting her. And Lion could just combo with a Ying or a Blitz or Jackal, and it was borderline unstoppable.
Yeah,
So I think Alibi is gonna be really interesting to do some really insane jukes with.
What about Maestro, the guy that's supposedly teased with a bulletproof turret when he's not using it?
I'm really excited for Maestro.
Yeah,
I'm really
especially
excited for him.
Considering how people have said he's gonna use a machine gun on defense, which sounds pretty nasty.
It's cool. I've heard that it was pretty strong from some people that tested it, but that was very early, so it could have been nerfed. But that's the thing. A lot of people thought it was OP, that it was gonna have an LMG as a primary, but at the end of the day, they're not even OP on attack. So it's a bit hard to. That it's one thing that kind of bothers me a bit whenever there's leaks or anything, is that people usually jump to conclusions and say that this or that is OP until they see the gameplay numbers. I mean, if you take Jackal for example, people thought Jackal was nuts. He's been buffed and he's still one of the worst attackers at the moment. Statistically, someone's gonna get triggered by that. But okay, he's not useless, but he's the least good next to Capital. But they're not
Yeah.
useless.
I mean,
but
Capital,
statistically they're bad.
like after the machine gun buff, Capital's been pretty fun with the machine gun.
Yeah, but I still want the gadget buff.
I think
I've
I
seen a lot more
played-
of Capital lately than I have ever seen before.
Yeah.
So, and
Yeah, I
Jackal
think
for that
it's-
matter.
I think it's kind of natural with buffs and nerfs. It was the same when Blackbeard got nerfed. He dipped really hard when he got the 60 HP shields. But since then, he's picked up again because people still realize that, oh, even though he got nerfed, he's still good if you know what you're doing. Like, that's the thing. Like, we can joke about Nerfbeard, but Blackbeard is still like picked 60% of the
Yeah.
time in Pro League, and
'Cause the
if you
DMR
know how
is-
to play. And like, just the fact that you can block 1 or 2 headshots is still
All that matters.
insanely strong.
Yeah.
In a game where headshots are everything,
Right.
you will
Especially-
always win a peak if you're playing aggressive with Blackbeard.
Because it's something a lot of our members, frequently complain about is that, Blackbeard sucks, Nerfbeard this, Nerfbeard that. But in Pro League, it shows that he's still really good.
Yeah, watch
Even
good
with the
players.
DMR, yeah, his DMR is literally as good as Glaz's without like the scope.
Yeah.
Damage
Well, it's the
wise.
same with Lion. Lots of people that didn't understand how to use Lion to his fullest potential actually wanted a buff, and you had Pro League and every other decent that thought this was the most game-breaking operator they ever added. So there's a lot of discussion going on about how they should buff and nerf operators, but I feel like since Pro League is what anyone who tries to be really win, that's where you want to be. So that's all. Obviously, if you care about winning, you should care about how the way they buff and nerf for Pro League. Because there's they always know how to use any operator to their fullest potential, so that's where you have to balance the game. But you also have to make it so that operators are fun, and it can be pretty hard. But Lion definitely has an insane learning curve, apparently. Same with Castle. Castle is
about-
also really good in the right hands.
Yeah, what about Lion in his current state where, when people stop this gadget doesn't work and everything, how do you feel about the change? Do you think it's too drastic or do you think it's reasonable?
I think it's not enough.
Really? Okay.
So I think it's pretty much going to be the same situation as when Blackbeard got nerfed. You're going to see a dip in his pick rate, but it's going to pick up to, probably not 100% in Pro League again, but definitely a bit higher. Because the thing is, the only nerf that really affected Pro League is the fact that he got 1 less charge. And now he has 2 instead of 3. Because the whole thing that, if you stop moving, you're not going to get tagged anymore. That doesn't matter. Because you combo him with operators that make people move. So that doesn't really matter. That change didn't do anything to that
Lion
thing, at least.
Fuse
It's
combo.
nice.
Lion
Yeah,
Fuse.
oh, you can stop moving to not be tagged. Yeah, but you don't want to stop moving
Right.
if the enemy knows what they're doing. And the cooldown doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
You'll use it mid game to flush some roamer out, and then use it late game to push the objective.
Yeah, that's why
Two
the
two
three
are
was-
more than enough.
But the 3 charges was so-called the best for doing pushes, 1 to see where people roughly are,
Yeah.
1 to hunt out rumors.
That is the one thing that nerfed him, but the gadget itself, in how strong it is, it's still as strong. It's just that they took 1 charge away from him. So I definitely think he's gonna pick up. However, I do think the incoming Echo buff might be too much as well. We'll
Yeah,
see.
the 2 drones instead of 1.
I think the big issue is that they're allowing them to use both Echo drones at the same time.
I
Oh,
must
yeah.
have missed that one because
I didn't know they could use both at the same time.
That's,
Yeah,
that's gonna
it's
be
pretty crazy.
It's kind
Because
of
now
I
you
mean,
can
he's-
cover 2 bomb sets at the same time.
He's essentially has become the defender's Twitch.
yeah.
Yeah, wait till you see Maestro.
Yeah, Maestro and Alibi sounds, they probably will be really broken at the very start. A lot of people showing off really,
I mean,
hard
it's
plays
common.
and everything. But yeah, but
I-
I think they sound balanced for now.
yeah. I mean, Alibi is definitely gonna take some. So, I am not going to say what's OP or not after the first week because Alibi is one of those. They're both kind of trap operators, and trap operators, you require some time to adapt. So, I am not going to take anyone seriously saying something is OP or not until after a month. When people have adapted, when people know that, oh, I'm not gonna shoot this hologram shit, that's when you can start saying she's OP or not. When you know how to deal with them. Like we thought Capcom was insane at launch, and look how many insane buffs he's received. He used to have a big bright ass laser, and we thought it was OP as shit.
Not to forget the giant long red thing sticking out the back.
Yeah.
It's true.
So like trap operators take some time to adapt to, and I swear to God, if I see a pro or something, complaining about the new operators in the first few days, I'm gonna lose my shit. It annoys me.
It's before a few pros. Yeah.
Someone asked another question here. This is from Gabriel Levette. Do you want to be a recruit?
No.
Simple.
That-
Nope.
Yep.
That's just like planning yourself and enjoying.
I
planning
don't
yourself.
enjoy recruit, man. And I don't want them to add any incentive for people to pick recruit either, because if we add more incentive to pick recruits, and people do, they're just limiting their team because they wanted to use the recruit.
Oh, absolutely.
So I really don't want them. Yeah, but it's not even meme value because anything you can do with a recruit, you can pretty much do with the operators, but you also get the gadget. That
And you have
also can
one
do
less
stupid shit with.
reinforcement.
I
Yeah.
can say even out of respect for people wanting to just be funny with recruit, still the most frustrating thing that I've ever been a part of is being Thatcher with no thermite. Or Thatcher
Oh,
with
that's
no
horrible.
Yeah, and that's the thing that would probably happen if they added like more incentive to use the recruit.
Yeah.
Like more people would waste a good gadget because they wanted to M870 recruit, and now you can use customizables on it or some shit. No.
I mean, Ubisoft have already said that game design wise, they want recruit to be more of a stepping stone for people who are new and not a thing that people should rely on. So
yeah, so they won't give more incentive to use him. So I mean, I'm not worried that they would, but yeah.
game design wise, it doesn't make sense.
Jack wants to know why you bully Tux.
Because he's funny. He reacts funny. I mean, like we're just having fun. Like, and he gets content as well when we're doing it. We bully each other all the time, but it's just friendly banter stuff. It's never anything serious.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I feel like if you don't bully your teammates just a little bit, you got to. There's some that you just have to make mad in order for them to play good. So you poke that button a little bit, and then it's good.
I mean, I've had to be a bit easier on Tux lately because he started rage quitting a lot. But not really because of me, because he's had a hard time enjoying Siege because he's not really like me. He actually cares if we win or lose a bit more. So I just started going a bit easier on him so he could enjoy Siege a little bit more. Because dying all the time is not fun or something like that. So
Even it happens to my friends as well, like my classmates that I play with from school. They're kind of like backing off, especially when I go hard on them a bit. So I generally try to step back a lot because it kind of turns people off as well, when you go too hard on someone.
I think everybody has that one buddy that likes to alt F4 whenever they're getting mad. Actually, I have a guy that alt F4s every time he gets down by Cav. It doesn't even matter if I'm right there and I don't kill Cav. The second he's down by Cav, alt F4. No, but before she gets the interrogation off, and she just downs him with the pistol.
Scumbag move.
She could down him while he's outside with the pistol or with the frag or whatever she has on him, and if he knows it was Cav, alt F4. I'm like, dude, come on. Like, we still had, that's the first round of the game. Come on.
No.
Anyways, moving on.
And Quicks,
Can't do
Eugene Quicks has asked, if you could cosplay as one operator, who would you cosplay as?
Oh god. Me and my friend have we've kind of memed about it, and we said that I would do a gender bend cosplay on Ella, and that's kind of funny.
I could see that happening.
You could.
I would think more of like
know.
IQ because of the blonde.
Yeah.
I
There have been
sweatshirt.
mean, but maybe Buck or Bandit. I think I could, or Blitz.
Bucker Bandit, Blitz. Yeah, I mean,
I like those.
I'm not sure if the group knows, but I have like a Rook helmet with me right now.
Oh
I use that
lord.
occasionally.
Just bringing up the
This thing.
Yeah, Rook helmet.
Are you gonna put it
But
on?
cosplay. it doesn't fit on my head right now. It'll just do this. You know,
And that works. It works.
just like Team Fortress, you know, hats on hats.
For the rest of the interview, you have to wear that.
That's gonna be really uncomfortable.
So they say Blitz.
Exactly.
You should cosplay as Blitz. I feel like that would be
Alright.
very complicated.
If anyone needs to sneeze, do it now. Yeah, I like Blitz. This is fun.
Yeah, I think Blitz, the rework for Blitz has made him really good. Like considering like I used to occasionally play Blitz at the start, but after they changed, like I was too used to him having the shield covering his arms when he sprinted. So when I went to play like Fuse with the shield, it was really awkward, you know, not having
Yeah.
the shield up all the time.
I think one thing that Ubisoft is doing wrong is that they're sometimes buffing people because there's not a lot of people who use the operators. Like now with Echo, like Echo is fine in Pro League right now,
Yeah.
and now with the buff he's getting, like I wouldn't be surprised if we're gonna see Echo almost like his pick rate is gonna skyrocket in Pro League because you're gonna be able to cover 2 bomb sites at the same time.
Yeah, and you don't
And even
have
if they
to be,
destroy
like,
one, you can just transport the other one to cover the other one. You can just hide somewhere. Like
Yeah.
Echo is gonna be nuts in Pro League now, and the same with like Blitz. Like Blitz was fine before his 2-speed change. Like you could use him. Had to wrong, especially Monty and Blitz. Like you want to be pretty aggressive, but I see way too many passive Monty or Blitz players, especially
Yeah.
Blitz players. Like.
Right.
You want to play much more aggressive with them.
Yeah, you can't sit there because they can just shoot your hand until you get down.
Yeah, we were playing against a Blitz this morning who you stood in the doorway, like 5 meters from the guy who was defending, and he's tried to like hip fire him, like just rush up in his face and flash him, like be aggressive. He would have won if he knew how to use Blitz.
I think maybe a lot of the reasons why people don't push is that, you know, they have no trust in their teammates, like they're watching them back and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always the scariest thing.
So,
find teammates to play with.
I guess Taylor Brookman wants to know, suppressors, in your opinion, are they underrated?
Yep. Very.
Underrated.
Yes. There's a lot of hidden things that people don't know that they do. Like, sure, they do remove damage, which, I mean, they could buff a little bit if they wanted to. But not only do they, like, suppress the sound, but they also remove tracers, as well as the
Indicator.
Yeah, the shot indicator, and that's pretty huge if you're roaming. If you're coming from behind someone, they're not gonna know where you're shooting from, so it's pretty much a confirmed kill. So I use that for that. Like I see some people using it on shields, and that's kind of stupid because that's really not gonna help because they can hear you from a mile away.
I have a friend who plays Blitz exclusively with a suppressor, and it pisses me off big time. Yeah.
No, that's no, but suppressors are definitely underrated, and I think if you just get used to it, it's okay. If you hit headshots, it's better than all of. If you're good with your aim, it's better than all of the other attachments. And if you really don't want to use a suppressor and you still have good aim, like use the extended barrel and get used to that because the extended barrel just it gives you more long range damage. So just get used to the recoil. If you can handle the recoil, it's the best attachments unless you want to use suppressor.
Well, Taylor is hearting your words here. He says, "Yes, somebody gets it." I think
I mean,
I have a fan.
that's the thing. It comes with me like trying to do stupid shit, trying to use the worst guns with the worst attachments.
Yeah.
I find some hidden gems sometimes in a lot of guns and a lot of attachments.
Have you ever tried like the Blackbeard's rifle with the extended barrel? Sounds like a really bad idea, but some people.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm back.
So-
Sorry.
Jack Armitage asks, who is better, Bandit or Jaeger? He feels Bandit is better, but I would personally say that, you know, they're two different operators with different sets of abilities and different, you know, complete skill sets.
Yeah,
so
I mean they're
every-
not really. I mean you could compare like Mute or Bandit,
Yeah.
but they're different. I would personally choose Bandit because I enjoy Bandit better and I like his MP7.
Yeah.
And I used to have a hate thing for Jaeger as well. He's also kind of a meme stopper.
Is it when you used to use the ACOG with him?
I mean, that's really when I dislike him, but he still stops a lot of memes when he catches a grenade or something that when I'm trying to do something. So yeah, I like Bandit more.
It irritated me when they recently did that nerf, or the nerf with Habana's pellets and Jaeger.
Oh yeah, you can't destroy the.
You can't destroy it with
can't
her
burn off the
pellets
charges.
anymore. Because I used to just go in there as Habana. I used to go in there, and if I knew there was a Jaeger, I'd throw a Habana thing in there, and they'd all be gone. And that's not a thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a buff to
Heartbreak.
Jaeger though, which was weird because Jaeger had a better win rate and Hibana had a worse win rate. So I don't know really why they did that. It was a weird change, but they probably have their reasons. I'm obviously not in the Italian season, but I have a suspicion that we're gonna get another hard breacher this year.
Probably with
Um,
the Delta team and the was it Scotland Yard or was it Russians?
It's Scotland Yard,
Oh yeah,
Delta Force in Scotland Yard. It's gonna be season 3.
and then season
That's-
4's Morocco.
That's going to be terrifying. You get a team that you're playing against, and it's 3 hard breachers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think it's when you think about it, like if you're gonna pick 3 hard breachers, like yeah, you're gonna be able to open, but then you're probably gonna want like Twitch or Thatcher to make sure that you can still open, and then you don't have any spots for Lion. You don't have any spots for like someone who can work with Lion or a Ying. You don't have any of these support characters. You don't have a Glass that can help push. You don't have a Monty that can also help push. You don't have. You get the point.
Right.
That's the thing. When they add these operators, you have to think about that. We still only have 5 spots to use them.
Yeah. So it's still balanced out.
It's still like with the whole IQ getting buffed. Like whenever they add an electronic thing, like oh IQ is gonna be better now. No, because the defenders still only have 5 defenders. However, with the new diffuser animation, that is a permanent buff to IQ, because she can see the diffuser thingamajig that the defender is holding. So that is actually a buff to
I actually
IQ.
didn't know that.
So you can see people through the floor or anything and shoot them.
But I
So
think
that is a
most-
very nice buff.
I think most of the yes, we have 2 hard breachers right now. You got Thermite and you got Habana. Habana's really, I mean, her whole purpose should really be to get hatches. So like she's not made to open up a spot where you can walk through. Otherwise you use that whole thing. That's what you have Thermite for. So I think that there's like different uses for each thing, even
Yeah.
though they kind of have the same. Theoretically, they're sort of the same, but they're totally different if you use them correctly.
I think that was a big reason why they removed it, so that Bandit could bandit trick them, because before he couldn't. So I think they changed that because they wanted Hibana to not, because she was way better than Thermite. Like yeah, he opened 2 big
Yeah.
holes and she could open like
3.
1 vault and a peak hole, but she was still superior because she couldn't get bandit tricked. So I guess they wanted to do that to get more incentive to use Thermite for certain sites and Hibana for others.
Right. So yep. After you rest.
Oh, I actually see 2 really good ones here. First one's from our supreme leader, Gene. He says he would love to see an operator with a ladder as a defender.
I think something along those lines could be really interesting. Why not? I mean, the thing is, we're gonna get 100 operators. That's the goal, at least.
Right.
So
Well,
nothing is impossible, really. And
know,
a lot of these ideas that circles around the community, they do see them, and like they do get inspired by a lot of ideas that they do see. When I did talk about them with one of my fan-made operators, they actually said that they had been working on a similar concept to that before, but they never put it in at the moment. But they could still do it.
I mean,
So-
from like game design wise, if they were to introduce an operator with ladders, I guess they would have to rework quite a few maps to make maybe make more hatches or something. Because other than that, it might not be as viable.
Could be
Other than-
well,
an insane spawn peaker if you think about Clubhouse, because you
Oh,
can go
no,
on top of those
yeah.
hatches
right.
and spawn peek from the top of the roof.
That would
I
be
think
That's
unexpected.
kind of insane.
Honestly, I think that would be more or less better on maps like Hereford or House, where you have the top-down objectives on bomb. so you can
Yeah.
get up and down. I think that's always really interesting when you're the last one alive and you've got a top.
Yeah, and
See, I always like
maybe
vertical
considering-
gameplays on those. I always play from up top.
True.
If it's an
Considering
up down, I
how-
just play from up top.
And considering how they've like removed silent dropping, maybe the ladders could, help the defenders silently get from up to down and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It would definitely produce a lot more.
There's a lot of
And Jack
potential.
Ahmed,
Yeah, a lot more potential things.
Facebook member Jack asks you what kind of scope do you roughly use? For the one-time scopes at least. Do you prefer like the reflex, holo,
Yeah.
or red dot?
Reflex. But lately I've been used experimenting because it's fun. I like to, because that's one thing when I watch other people is that you always see the same scopes and the same guns. You always see Ash running R4C. You always see people running ACOG or holo, pretty much. Some people use reflex. So in my videos, I like to spice it up sometimes by using a gun that people never really get to see. I use G36C. Why not? I used the red dot in my Valk video because why not? It's fun.
The red
I've
dot
seen
is
some people-
awesome.
Game value. I use
Yeah, but
shotguns, I use DMRs. It's fun.
DMRs
Yeah.
are pretty alright. I've seen on I think Reddit and whatnot, some people have been suggesting giving Thermite the G36 instead. So what do you think, like comparing say the G36 to the 556? Do you think it's actually a viable option over the 556?
Wait, G36 over.
Given to
Thermite's
Thermite.
rifle, 'cause- yeah,
Oh, give it to Thermite.
yeah,
um,
some people have been asking for that.
They're pretty similar, I think. I don't
But
know what
would
the
you use it?
difference is. I mean, sure.
I mean, like the G36 does a bit less damage but shoots faster, and some people prefer like rate of fire over damage.
I mean, why not? I don't think it would would break Thermite. Like it would be like giving Ash the shotgun, the M1014. Like that would probably break Ash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be horrible.
But why not? I mean, I honestly think they could just remove the G36C and give it to a future CTU because it's kind of weird that and just give Ash another gun.
Yeah, because like
That you
there's
can
really
choose from.
no real benefit of using the G36 over the R4.
Ash
Mean
shotgun.
That's what I do. Yeah, mean value. Ash shotgun sounds pretty scary.
Ash shotgun.
It would be funny.
Terrifying. All right, so Josiah wants to know when's your next video dropping. That he's ready for
Friday.
new content. Friday.
This Friday.
I feel like you just dropped like 2 videos.
I have 2 videos that I'm gonna. So in 12 hours, I'm going on a plane to an event up in northern Sweden. So I gotta prepare a video for that. So I'm gonna upload that while I'm there. Then when I'm gonna come home, I'm probably gonna make one video on like Sunday. And yeah, so I'm gonna have a Frost video going up on Friday, and it's gonna have like the first part of the Nukem versus Nukem Dukem game
Oh,
that I had the other day.
Oh, the 16 and 3.
Spoilers! Spoilers!
You posted it on your Discord. I'm not saying anything that you haven't put out in the world.
I mean, I'm trying to keep it low for the YouTube people. Obviously, the people who saw my stream saw it, and
I guess for those who are
Spoilers.
watching the stream now kind of know the result already, but it'll still be fun to watch nonetheless.
yeah, I mean, I have 300,000 subs on YouTube, and I get like 500 views on Twitch. So there's a lot of people who don't know what happened in that game yet. But I got some insane tips that game, and I also perspective. I'm gonna edit in to make it a bit
Ooh.
funny.
So
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
we are currently at about an hour. So
Yeah.
we're just about running out of time here. So
Yeah.
I guess that is all we have, unless you want to add anything, Bikini.
Any plugs or anything you want to do, just go ahead and say.
You shamelessly
I don't
plug
know.
away.
I mean,
Alright,
Well-
so I guess you guys can check out BikiniBohdi on YouTube as well, and we'll definitely put a link in the end of this video. So do check him out and give him a sub. 500k subs, and then we'll see him in bikini. Don't forget
Yes.
about that, guys.
I would pay money to see that. After
Oh,
after having
oh,
this
how much? How much?
Open up a Patreon for that.
Oof. I do have a Patreon, but I really don't need to use it.
It's funny. So, thank you so much for being our very first guest. I hope it wasn't
Hey.
too awkward, and you did great. And thank you.
Thank you for your time, Bikini.
If there's anyone you would like to have, I could probably help you get in contact in some of them.
I
With
might.
some of them. Some of them are
we
harder
need
to contact than me.
We need to talk. No, I have a few that I've been trying to get in contact with. Two of them you play with often.
You wanna Taxbird or Rogue?
Yeah, Rogue will be great.
Rogue, I've been trying to email, and Anthony Pitt. They wanted him to.
Oh, Anthony is harder.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can't even contact him. He's a bit harder to reach.
Yeah.
He's been busy with college and life as well.
Yeah, but he's in a community college now, so he does
Oh.
have more time. He's just demotivated.
Oh, we'll have to talk after this because there's quite a few people who have yet to respond.
I can
to
probably, if
my
I
very
could get the
sweet
comments to work,
emails.
I could probably respond to a few of them if I could get them to work.
Yeah, I guess they'll
wait,
work
here's
after we
them.
stop this stream.
Hopefully.
Yeah. And Adiraj Singh has said, "We love you all. Thanks for making this an awesome community. At BikiniBohdi, you rock, brother. Some awesome plays."
Yay.
Thanks,
Hey.
Adiraj.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much to everybody that tuned in and who's going to watch this in the future because I know it's different time zones for different people. And huge thank you to Bikini. Make sure you go to YouTube and follow him and give him a follow on Twitch as well. His streams are really, really funny. And we have an announcement. I'm going to play an outro, and we have an announcement coming up in that outro. So thank you again, Bikini. We might have
Thank
to do
you.
this again. Let me get
Yes.
this. Where is it? All right.
Let them come. LMG, mounted and loaded. Get on, get loaded. On your speed, stay with me, brother. Ну-ка, get serious. On your speed. Second floor, fourth floor. Oh, time to back. LMG, I'm working zone. Bye, again. On your speed. On your speed. LMG, mounted and loaded. Get on, get loaded. On your speed, stay with me, brother. Ну-ка, get serious. On your speed. Second floor, fourth floor. Oh, time to back. LMG, I'm working zone. Bye, again. On your feet, LMG, mounted and loaded. Get on, get loaded. On your feet, stay with me, brother. Ну-ка, get serious. On your feet. Second floor, fourth floor. Oh, time to back. LMG, I'm working zone. Bye, again. On your feet. On your feet.
My work here is done.